Hey yo, what is groovy? What is good? We are back with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and today we're going to be talking about Arbiter. Yes, we pulled Arbiter during not the most recent CVC that passed, the one before that. We pulled it during a personal reward CVC, which I always encourage people to do. Today I also just want to talk about Arbiter and my expectations on her, and the reality that has come with finally pulling her. I'd like to start out with being 100% honest. My expectations were absolutely insane, but she is not the account saved champion that most people might think she is. So yeah, don't get me wrong, Arbiter absolutely cracked. She is insane, but I genuinely just don't think that my account is ready for her yet. And I think that there might be a lot of players out there who might have hit this exact wall that I've hit, who might have had certain expectations and almost overhyped yourself because of how difficult it is to get her. And then once you get her, you might have not prepared properly. And that's what I want to speak about today. Just to give a quick context, this was recently, if you saw my last video, I did an entire progress update, speaking about finishing Dark Fae, finishing Nether Spider, a lot of Doom Tower progress, a lot of account movement. I did tease the fact that I pulled Arbiter in that video. So if you haven't seen that one as yet, and you would like to get an entire account update after my little hiatus, please feel free to go and check that video. If not, feel free to chill right here, get comfortable, get some snacks, and yeah, man. So to start this out, I actually wanted to try something a little different. I didn't just want to do a champion guide or an in-depth dive into Arbiter because, as you all know, I'm not extremely knowledgeable in Raid Shadow Legends as yet. Like what? We are day 200 and something? Day 226. So we still have a lot to learn. And as you guys know, I learn alongside you all, especially from the comments, especially from feedback that I get. I don't want to dive in and teach without knowing myself. So I asked my mates, two of my mates, I asked Siki and I asked Kia 3 questions, right? And obviously I answered those questions as well. It's interesting to see the differences in their perspectives when it comes to Arbiter. So to give you some context, Kia pulled Arbiter within the last week, if I'm not mistaken. Siki is about to pull Arbiter in 19 hours and 13 minutes because he's waiting for the CVC, as it is a personal reward CVC. And I pulled Arbiter about 3 weeks ago. We're all at different stages, but we're still very close in terms of account progress. I think Siki and myself are a bit further along in terms of gear, in terms of resources to use to actually put into and invest into Arbiter, whereas Kia just absolutely rushed those missions. GG's to him. But I think my intention was to find out what their expectations were when it came to Arbiter specifically. And funnily enough, both of their answers are completely different. And I feel like they represent the 2 expectations that players might have when it comes to pulling Arbiter. So let me jump into Siki's expectations. Arbiter unlocks speed-based play. Arbiter enables Live Arena and Classic Arena. Siki was previously forced into go second team compositions. He also made mention of the fact that he had tanky builds and sacrificed stats in order to survive the first hit because he didn't go first. But he also had no major worries. He just wants to gear her fast when he gets her and super tanky. I feel like this is an absolutely solid take. Arbiter doesn't just make Arena better, she lets you stop building around being slow, right? She unlocks speed-based gameplay your account literally didn't have access to before. I feel like this is where I underestimated her. Because if we look at my Arbiter build real quick, she doesn't have anything special in terms of gear, and she's already sitting at 214 speed. Personally, I use Arbiter in Live Arena right now as bait, just because I don't feel that my account is ready for her as yet. So I use her as bait because my Live Arena team is speed tuned. I've got Arbiter who goes first, and then Ugo with the decreased defense, AoE, and then Gallic goes and does an AoE, and then Mikey finishes off the lot. So I literally use Arbiter personally as bait currently in Live Arena. So it's interesting to hear that his focus will also be to utilize her in Live Arena. My reality check in terms of this, speed gear depth matters way more than I had initially thought. Like, we all know speed kills. We all know the number 1 stat in Raid is speed. But the amount of depth you need access to within your gear arsenal, you always need more than you think you need. My auto goes first, right? 267 speed. After Artur goes in Live Arena or Classic Arena, Ugo then comes through with the decreased defense at 240 speed. Then Galek comes through with his A3 nuke. He's chilling at 238 speed. And then Mikey finishes up because he is at 238 speed as well. So I think that changed recently after doing the ascension on the speed boots for Mikey, yes. And Galek does not have that ascension on the speed boots. He's still got attack percent. I'm waiting for Chaos Ore, and then I'll buff that just a little bit. So if I glance over to Kier's expectations, again, I asked him the same questions. He also just said a lot shorter, but he's like, Arbiter equals Arena Champ. He mostly sees her as mandatory for Arena, so he plans to use her there first. And he hasn't thought about any of the downsides as yet. I personally feel this is how most players think about Arbiter. And honestly, this was how I thought about Arbiter as well. Arena is where you expect instant results, but that's also where I feel people get disappointed, myself included. I thought that Arbiter was going to just change my Arena game entirely. And she probably will when she's built properly. But right now, I've accepted the fact that using her as bait is the best thing for my Live Arena team until I get her gear that she not only deserves, but that will allow for her to execute and literally live up to her potential. Just to sum that all up real quick, expectations versus reality. Arbiter isn't plug and play. I repeat, Arbiter is not simply plug and play. She doesn't magically fix Arena if your speed gear is weak. She doesn't instantly make you win Live Arena. One of the most important things I feel that Arbiter does is she exposes where your account is lacking. So for me personally, literally in Live Arena is the only place I use Arbiter intentionally. I also use it in Tag Team Arena because I know that she needs to be somewhere else outside of Live Arena, because in Live Arena, I'm just using her as bait. And if I accept that Arbiter is just going to be bait, I'm going to regret it in a few months' time because I'm going to neglect building her, and I do not want to do that. When it comes to PvE utility, it's very situational. It's not like an automatic thing that I'm like, oh, Arbiter. Like I've used her in Grim Forest because she was there, right? And I know that she's kitted, and I know that she's built for now, not booked, slightly built, so I just throw her in there, you know what I mean? So it's very situational. It's not like a go-to, which I feel like Arbiter should be. And then in terms of clan boss, I've never used her in a clan boss team as yet. I feel like until I get her fast enough, I'm genuinely not going to use her because I don't feel like she's going to add the value that you should use. So this is the clan boss team I use. And if you guys can see a place where Arbiter can fit in here in her current state, please let me know. I don't feel there's a space for her just yet. Live Arena is up, right? So I'm going to show you guys how I use her in real time. We've got 2 hours here of Live Arena, so let's go. We're currently in Silver 4, 2,500 points. So yeah, let's see if I can give you live display, some wins, some losses about how I use Arbiter. So instantly, I learned that if you fight against bots, they're always going to ban your first slot, and I want Arbiter to be banned. So this is how I always select my Live Arena team. Arbiter, then Ugo, then I go Artur, then Galek, and then I end with Mikey. It's kind of cool having 2 speed leads or 2 champions with aura. Speed aura, which I never had before. Yes, okay, Glaycat's there, but I don't use Glaycat. He's not built for Arena. 28, 28, 30. So I'm going to go for Arbiter because of that 30. They'll probably ban my Arbiter, and then I'll go with Artur, which is just 3% slower than their speed booster. So let's see if we go first. If we go first, we win. We do not go first. And here comes the stuns. Okay, resisted by Galek and Mikey. So we're going to use the A3 now without the decreased defense from Ugo. But again, I want to emphasize the fact that Arbiter was put up as bait and she was banned as bait. That's literally what I use Arbiter for now. And there you go. Like, this is done. This is done. Like, this is genuinely done. And opponent left the battle. I'm not trying to come across as, oh, look how cool my Arena team is. No, I'm just trying to emphasize on the fact that I literally use Arbiter as bait, and it works, and that allows for my speed tuned team to then be 95% success rate, not in terms of wins versus wins and losses, in terms of actually being the team that I put forward and that makes it into Live Arena. So we're going to do exactly the same thing again. We'll start out with Arbiter and Ugo. Don't know what this champ's name is, but they've got a res as well. Take your time. SHNFE1. Schnuffer1. Schnuffer1. Mikey and Arbiter, so there's their Arbiter. We go Artur, Gallic, and we'll finish off with Mikey. Why do people do this in Arena, by the way? Is it like a connection to server thing, or is it just a people thing? 19%. Okay, so I'm going to ban Arbiter. Hopefully they ban my Arbiter as bait. There we go. Arbiter's been taken as bait. Artur's 25, goes over there 19%. So let's see how this goes. We definitely should go first here. And if we go first, you can actually see like my team in action. We're not going first. Okay, we go with the strengthen and the turn meter boost. Why is Ugo not going next? A little bit strange. I don't know why Gallic went before Ugo. Okay, we lose this though, which is fine. I don't know why I don't know why Ugo didn't attack to allow for that decreased defense before Gallic. That's a bit weird. We will do one more. So that's one win, that's one loss. However, 100% success rate of using Arbiter as bait. That's what I'm trying to emphasize here, right? Not the wins or the losses within the fight, because I don't have the gear to use Arbiter in live arena as most people do. So I'm using her as bait to get my main team out. 100% success rate when it comes to using Arbiter as bait. 4-star awakened Arbiter. We've got Eostrid. Is that Screech? I almost think to myself now when I'm waiting for people to choose that everybody knows the first slot could get banned if you're against a bot. So you don't ever risk putting a champ there that you actually want in your team, right? Do you guys think the same way? Let me know down in the comments below, please. Because bots always ban the first person in live arena. So I just don't want to risk. Okay, so they've got a 28% aura. We've got a 25% aura. Let's see who goes first. 3 out of 3. Arbiter getting banned. That's what I'm trying to focus on. That's what I'm trying to show you guys. Using her as bait for now is still helping me in live arena. Because previously I never had anybody who would entice the opponent to ban that specific champion intentionally over and over and over and over and over. So some Arbiter would be banned because he was my only speed lead. Sometimes Mikey would be banned. Sometimes Gallic would be banned. But now it's such a high probability that Arbiter is getting banned as bait. Out of the 3 fights, we've lost 2 out of 3, which is perfectly fine. The focus isn't on the result. I know that my results might be better. I might win more if I can actually utilize Arbiter in live arena. But for now, I wanted to show you that using her as bait works. I just want to show you like what I've got a build on her deep dive. So on a weapon, got stone skin, double rolling crit rate. I should want, ideally, a triple speed roll on the weapon, right? You want speed on the weapon and you want a triple speed roll. You want speed on everything, really, and you want a triple speed roll for Arbiter. Yes? Am I right? Let me know down in the comments below. So we've got a single roll on speed on the helmet. Again, stone skin as well. Then we go into a 4-piece bolster set. No speed on the shield. HP percentage gloves, which I think is fine. It's got a single roll into speed. Single roll into speed on a defense percentage chest plate. And then we've got speed boots, which I haven't re-rolled yet. I need more of that chaos ore or the chaos dust to re-roll this into more speed. Yeah, and then we've just got a ring with no speed on, amulet with no speed on, and a banner with double roll into speed. So just to check her stats, 62k, almost 63k HP, 2300 attack, 2600 defense, 214 speed. I would like to get Arbiter to 300 speed. If I can get it to a minimum 300 speed, she will be the fastest champ on my account. And I feel like just getting it to that speed might allow for me to feel that value that she can add to an account. We've got 64% crit rate, 89% crit damage, 256 resistance, 101 accuracy, and yeah. So that's my Arbiter build, guys. Am I right in HP percentage gloves? Am I right in defense percentage chest? Am I right in saying that I need triple speed rolls as opposed to just single speed like this? I've almost got it max glyphed out as well. So we've got space for one more speed on the weapon. But how much different is this to the way that you would build Arbiter? Or is it quite similar? Did you experience a similar thing as to what I'm going through now when you initially pulled Arbiter? Did you speedrun Arbiter? Did you take your time? So please, again, let's engage in this conversation because I'm genuinely curious as to what Arbiter's done for your account when you pulled her within the first week, maybe after you've pulled her within 3 months, and then where your account's at now and how long it's been since you pulled her. Is she impacting your account, and in what content do you find yourself using her in? Holla at your boy. One of my favorite things about Arbiter, it might be silly, but you can buy the skin. So I'm busy working on buying the skin because I just think it's cool. I think it's just really cool. It'll be the first skin that I've got on my account. I think it's important for me to say that what I've accepted and what I've realized about Arbiter is that pulling Arbiter is a milestone, not the finish line. She then also shows you what your account can become, but she also shows you what you still need to fix on your account. And again, I think I'm still like early days, right? I don't know when an early game account becomes a mid-game account and when a mid-game account transitions into a late-game account. I know that I'm nowhere near late game. I think I'm still early game. But honestly, I think all in all, I'm glad that it's like this with Arbiter. Because imagine just pulling her and then boom, all of your problems are gone. Nah. Where's the longevity in that? My next step for Arbiter's journey on my account specifically is fixing my speed gear and getting her built to the maximum potential and then tuning her so that she fits into my tuned team, specifically Live Arena to start off with. Once I get it tuned and perfectly synced up with my Live Arena team, that'll be the perfect step because she needs to be the fastest. She's going to be there to potentially replace Artur. Right? What I'm trying to say is that if you're close to Arbiter, congratulations, but don't overhype her arrival because it might lead to a little bit of disappointment, because I personally went through a little bit of disappointment. I'm not saying that you're definitely going to go through it. It's just possible. If I may, don't like giving advice on something that I don't know much about, but I feel like I can give advice about this because I've pulled her, I've grinded to get her, but prepare your account. If you see those 2 times or 3 times drops, like currently in Dragon, right? There's 3 times speed drops on Dragon. Farm that speed gear. If you are one to buy like forge passes and spend money on the game, Righteous is currently in the store, which gives you speed and resistance, right? Do what you need to do to prepare your account, whether free to play or whether you spend, it's entirely up to you. There's ways to farm speed gear. Prepare your account for the arrival of Arbiter. I got so lost in the quests and the missions to get Arbiter that whilst I was doing the missions, I did not prepare my account for her arrival at all. If this has helped you in any way, or you feel like this has been interesting, or you working towards getting Arbiter and you're like, yo, he's actually got 1 or 2 valid points. Let me start preparing, let me start grinding this gear. Drop a sub, follow up, follow the journey. Like I said, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Happiness is a choice. Kindness is free. Leave your mark, yo. Peace out.